Okay, so gonna look at just another way of getting the overhook from close guard, and then we're gonna go into the overhook cross collar choke. So, see this inside my close guard. He can have grips here. He can have the original grip, but it doesn't really matter. Probably more you'll be grabbing there, pushing, yes, and then bringing your knee in and all that. Yes, so we've covered all that perfect. So I still get the cross grip, come underneath, and pull to pop the grip off. I'm going to look for the 2-on-1 to get into the side scissor position or the arm across the body. If I just bring the arm across, shake and latch onto my lapel again. So once I pop it off, I control the wrist and I bring my arm to the outside, so I'm controlling the space. Find the tricep, and as I pull with my knees, I'm going to cut an angle. And now I'm into the whole side scissor position or the arm across body position, and we're going to be looking at all the things you can do from here. But just a reaction that Shay can do is when I pull this way, he's pulling back. Now we are already addressed, and we'll cover this in the hip bump sweep. The minute he pulls back, I'm coming up. Boom! Bump sweeps there as well. But if we're really into our overhook series, I can get into the overhook from this position. So when I pull across and he pulls back, his body's good at backward movement with his elbow moving back, but he sucks at stopping me pushing his wrist inside. So as he brings his arm back, I just let go, come underneath and find my own wrist as I push his wrist behind him here, as if it's called a reverse Kimura grip. So from that position, when I pull this way and Shay comes back, hand comes over, I grab my own wrist and I'm physically pushing his arm behind. And now from that position, I have the overhook. From there, I can cut an angle, make the grip. Now if I haven't got my left hand tight into this left lapel, I can make an adjustment. Okay, and now from here, to go for the cross collar choke, my right hand just grabs the material somewhere at the top of his ski, between his shoulder blades, and I get a bend in the wrist. It's all about connection. Covered this in the Henry Aiken stuff. I want to connect as much of my forearm to Shay's right jugular as I can. My right arm isn't really doing any choking, it just cuts off that jugular. And now from there, the curl of my left wrist as I bring my left elbow back towards my body puts the choke on. Again, connection. Let's just get another angle on that. So Shay can be at 2 hands on the belt, or even if you see it, it works the same. I just go back to that one. Maybe I suck at this one, it feels uncomfortable. So we're there, I just pop it off. Control the space, find this, looking for the side scissor, and Shay pulls back. So as he pulls back, okay, my arm comes underneath and I grab my own wrist, and as he pulls his elbow back, I'm pushing his wrist inside, as if I'm really trying to put him in a Kimura position. Once I push that inside, my arm just comes through and I have the whizzer. There's the first grip. Again, if it's not tight, doesn't really matter. I'm shrimping to get the angle, and then I can use my right hand to feed it, try to pull out, bro. Hard for him to posture, this is why the overhook series is so good. So now, my right hand just finds the material somewhere, it'll be nice and loose at the top of his shoulder blades. I have a bend in the wrist, I don't keep my wrist straight, because if I do, I don't have connection at the jugular. So there's actually a bend in my wrist, and then I just get the fat part of my forearm, not the thin, and I just put that and connect it to his right jugular. Now from there, it's the curl of my left wrist as I pull my left elbow back to my body. Let's get another angle on that one. So from our position, I can pop this off, rotate my wrist, go for that. As he pulls back, my hand comes over the top and I grab my own wrist. I'm pushing it inside. Okay, and now from that position, I just put the overhook on and I make that grip. Cut the angle. Once I'm there, I can use my hand just to refeed. Try to posture, bro. This grip is so good. And now from there, I just make the I need some kind of loose material there. Bend in the wrist is everything, and then I just connect the fat part to his jugular, And the curl of my left wrist as I bring my left elbow back. Again, I don't want to be using a lot of energy here. I just wait and close that space off. We don't want to tank our arms and go 80%, 30%. If the choke takes 10 seconds, it takes 10 seconds. She's not going anywhere. Let's take a look at that again. Maybe from here he's grabbing the belt, doesn't really matter, same concept. Cross grip, come underneath, pop that off, get the inside track, find the elbow. Once I pull that across, okay, my arm's coming around, I just find that, and then from that position I'm just pushing it through to my hip and I'm putting on the overhook. Once I'm in that position, I hip out, get my angle, re-grip, try to posture. Again, bending the wrist is everything. I just want that fat part against this jugular. And then from there, make connection and 20-30%, not tanking your arm.